Serie, our world.
Hello.
Hiya, you alright? How's it going?
Good, all good.
Yeah.
Suffering hard. There's no football on.
Don't worry, it's not long to go. Well, can't even remember, where are we? We're coming to the end of July, are we? So not long.
It's 4 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, a few more weeks or so, yeah. Just for nearer to when the season opens, we can do something on the fixtures, and then I was just wondering if right now you just wanted a quick, brief overview of the transfers so far that have come in and gone out, yeah? I'll just do a quick thing about a few of the players that are leaving Serie A. Say Juve did a big deal with Aston Villa to try and get one of their signings, where they've given them two of their youngsters which had potential in Baranchea and Ilin Jr. Xerxes, who agreed to go to Milan, has gone to Man U instead. Milenkovic going to from Fior to Nottingham Forest, and then they're all the confirmed ones so far. The big one's gone out. But then there's also Calafiori, which...
Wait, sorry to interrupt you. I just saw a guy wearing an Inter shirt and another wearing a Juve shirt. So, had to call them out.
Beep. But so as I was just saying, Calafiori, who has agreed to join Arsenal, but it's not been confirmed yet, so I'd be glad if that falls through and he stays in Serie A, but it's very, very unlikely. I was just going to say on that stuff that, like, I know the players, they come and go every season, but it's disappointing when you see players who could have stayed or should have been staying in the league, especially when it is players like Calafiori and Xerxes leaving, and yeah.
How much did Calafiori go for?
Well, I don't know the exact figures, because you know how it is, they keep changing it, but it's something around the 45 million mark, I think it is, including bonuses or something. But Bologna also owed Bayern 50%, so they've only got like 20 mil out of it, which is nothing for a player of that quality. And
that's crazy.
And it's one of those things that I think we can talk about another time, where I understand Milan tried to stand up for their morals because they've been trying to stop players screwing them over all the time and their agents and that. But when Xerxes' value was probably 80 mil or something, or should have been, even if they looked at it at a minimum 60 mil, that's still going to be cheaper with the release fee he had. And I know that they couldn't negotiate it down, but then obviously when teams from here come over, they just chuck the money and they don't care because they've got it, they're rolling in it, aren't they?
It's much easier to win a player over if you've got unlimited funds.
Well, that's it. And
unfortunately for Xerxes, it would have been good to see him stay.
Yeah.
I think Milan needed him more, to be honest.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. For that price and the age he's at and his potential and all that stuff put together, where were they going to find another one like that? It was pretty silly, really. And I mean, again, my opinion, but he's now gone from the best league of the world to one that claims to be, and it has claimed to be ever since it started, until people believe it without actually watching it. But that's why I was saying, I think I've mentioned to you before, at the moment, confirmed players-wise, 261 have left, and then 127 have come in, but the 127 that have come in have cost 138 million more. So it makes no sense to me how teams are claiming they ain't got the money, but they seem to chuck it on smaller players for more and get rid of the bigger players for less, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's stupid. And I think we've mentioned many times, it's just they need to look at the people who are running the league and how they value the league and how they market the league, because Serie A, the value of Serie A seems to be known throughout the world, and including this so-called best league in the world here, and the other leagues, they look at that and see how much talent is there, how much how good the scouting system is, the development of the players. No matter what age they go there, they always improve, including even the managers. No matter, like as we've seen, like Mourinho, Ronaldo, all them, they all said when they went Serie A, they learnt more in the little time they were there than they did throughout the rest of their career. So that's got to tell you something, isn't it? So why don't the people who run it actually value it that much as well, and market it around the world as much as they can? Because if they did, they'd get more for their players, and still the teams are responsible as well, because they still put that value on them and what they charge out, but at the same time they all still need to. I don't know if the words grow up, but you know what I mean, in the sense of owning their own stadiums, having their own marketing teams and all that stuff, to improve. Because if the league was given that money and invested in, I think there would be no stopping it, and it would look more like the 90s Serie A than how it does now throughout the world.
It's a shame, but everybody remembers that period, and we've been waiting for it to come back.
Yeah, but it's not going to, the way things are.
Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons behind it.
Yeah, but as I said, we can talk about that another time. I mean, and at the moment, it seems to me it's like going to Serie A to buy a player is like going to a pound shop and getting a Ferrari. Do you know what I mean? That's how it feels to me. But
yeah, I mean, also when you look at who people are buying, yeah, there's some good players in there, but there are no big star-studded names.
No.
Again, great players. Like, it's good. You know, we talk about Calafiori leaving, but what about the ones that have stayed? We're lucky Napoli got Buongiorno.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. I think Zaniolo as well. That deal. If he turns to what we know he can do, then it will be fine.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of good ones
in
there.
There's great signings. It's like Inter have got obviously Zielinski from Napoli, which again he's got experience of being in Serie A, and he is a really good midfielder. And then Taremi from Porto is another good one. It's just experienced players to add to their squad, which is already really good anyway.
Yeah, it seems like Taremi, he's been scoring in the friendlies and having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. But he is a good forward. And then, I mean, Milan, they like to tell the world who they're going to sign, and then they don't end up signing them every single time. But they've added Morata to their squad, which again we have to see whether that's a good thing or not. I mean,
Euro 2024 winning Morata.
Yeah, but what did he contribute to it?
I don't think he had the best game, to be honest.
Yeah, and also when he first signed, I think he said something along the lines of, I would go into training tomorrow, but I'm going to go on holiday, or something along those lines. And it's like, well, that shows how much you really want to play for the squad. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, I think Juve so far have done probably some of the best business, but they've strengthened their midfield. They got Douglas Luiz, Thuram, obviously Inter's Marcus's younger brother, and then in goal they put Di Gregorio. So they've like toughened up their squad, strengthened it a bit there. As you've mentioned already, Atalanta took a gamble, but if anyone can sort it out, Gasperini could sort Zaniolo out, and he's at a club where he could thrive. If he can stay fit and consistent, he can thrive there. I mean, Bologna, to replace Xerxes, they've actually made a couple of good signings. They got Delinga from Toulouse and Cambiaghi from Atalanta, which I think together they can do some damage. Roma have not done too much. They got Lafi from Rennes. That's about it, which is the main one for them. But I think Lazio have got a bargain in the. I think I was mentioning to you quite a lot of times last season that try and say his name, Chachwana from Salernitana, that winger. He's young, he's quick, skillful, and they also got Noslin from Verona.
What about Dele Bashiru?
Sorry, what?
Dele Bashiru. They signed him. In addition.
Yeah, I think that was recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he's like I think they've signed him as a squad player, like depth, this kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's also Fjord, which have got Keane from Juve. Torino, not doing too much business, but they signed Adams from Southampton on a free, which which bit of a gamble. I think he doesn't really score too much, I don't think. So another Belotti really. Well, Belotti after Torino, shall we say? We've already mentioned Napoli. Genoa have mainly just purchased players who were already on loan to them last season, so there's no point in mentioning them. Monza mainly signing just youngsters. Verona not doing too much business, but they did get Harui from Frosinone. Lecce just putting low-cost signings together. Udinese, again, not making any brand new signings. They're just retaining Luca from Pisa and bringing back Pizarro from a loan they sent out to Colo Colo. Cagliari, they're loaning Piccoli from Atalanta, and they also bought Zortea from Atalanta, as well as Luperto from Empoli. Parma haven't done too much. Their main signing's been a young Japanese goalie, Suzuki. And then Venezia, their main signing so far is the youngster from Inter, Oristanios. And then Como, who, with their links they've got of just signing everyone it seems. Some of their main signings are De Sena from Cagliari, Belotti from Roma, Moreno from Villarreal, and they've even signed Pepe Reina, who I didn't even know was still playing. But as I said previously, I think to you, I think that's just more of a coach role and to help the younger goalies. But yeah, go on.
So where do you think they can go with this old dream team of older players?
They're a mix. I mean, they're not.
Not seen this for a while.
Yeah, but they're not all old. There are some like later 20s and stuff. I know they've got and they have got older players, but it's a difficult one to say because who knows? I mean, potentially they've got enough to, I think, avoid relegation. But that should be their main target straight away anyway, is to avoid it and then see where they go from there. But they could possibly do a surprise like Monza and get a bit higher. I think it's too early to tell. In the end of the day, we know names on papers doesn't mean anything in the end. If they go out there and do nothing, then what's the point? Doesn't matter who they are then. So I mean that's a brief on the transfers and stuff so far.
Well, I have a question. What's happening with Lukaku watch? Where is he going? I keep hearing his name linked to
everyone.
Serie.
Yeah, I mean the last one I heard was Napoli, mainly because of Conte, really, isn't it? So if they can get him, and I mean they're trying to get Chiesa as well, though, as I said, I think to you the other day, I saw Chiesa's been linked with a move to Inter and a swap deal with Fratesi, but I don't know if Inter really want to be doing that or not. It's going to be interesting, but I mean that's the thing with transfers, rumours. There's so many rumours going around everywhere that until something's official, there's no point even thinking about it, I don't think. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting, shall we say?
Yeah, I mean, I still think the best transfer so far that's happened in Serie is that of a manager, Motta, going to Juventus. I think that's the one.
Well, yeah, and Conte going to Napoli is going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, because as usual, I think they'll be giving in to his demands about money and he'll be able to sign pretty much if he wants.
And as we know, Conte is one of these. This is a typical Conte project, isn't it? When a team's not doing well or not done well, then he'll go there, turn their fortunes around, bring them up, and go from there, isn't it? And it's not like Napoli have no talent. Do you know what I mean? We know they won the league before, the season before, so they're all there. And I mean, there's still a slight chance Osimhen could be staying because that deal with PSG is still going. It's one minute it's on, next it's off. So who knows? They might not even need Lukaku, or they might even have both. Who knows?
Yeah, it's strange. Osimhen, he can do a lot, and I'm surprised he's going.
Yeah, but I think there's lots of reasons, and I wouldn't be surprised if De Laurentiis is one of those main reasons that he wants to leave. I mean, it's from a footballing point of view, I don't understand it. Like after winning the league and that, but after the terrible season they had, he should be more determined to want to actually repay it and then or whatever. I mean, I say, talking on rumours, you could be talking forever in a day. You know what I mean? It's just a waste of time until it's official. If he's staying in Serie A, but
it's the great thing about speculation, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you can speculate everything, can't you? You could say anyone's going to anyone, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Oh, I just passed a restaurant. It's called Italian Indian Fusion. So maybe we should do the next podcast from there. See how open they are to hosting some Serie A events.
Yeah, I wonder if they do have any Serie A related things in there. Not sure.
It's a good question. I wonder if there are currently any ex-Serie A players in the Indian League. That's one thing we should look into.
Well, there wasn't at one point, weren't there? So I don't know if they're still there or not. Some, but
there was that league, right? That Del Piero and co were setting up. I think
Materazzi was there and all that. Yeah, they were all there, but I don't know.
I think it crumbled because of facilities and other things like infrastructure. But yeah, we'll have a look into that, and in the next pod we will update everyone on our Indian-Italian research.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to say, or?
Yeah, back on track, transfer-wise. Yeah, so I think next week will be a little bit clearer. Some of these other rumours would have solidified into actual transfers. So, yeah, we'll have more to give next week.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll leave that there for now and see what happens.
Nice, great.
Cool.
Cheers.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.